What's up, guys? Today I have a very cool lesson for you if you're looking to spice up your blues guitar playing, primarily the way you end your blues guitar phrases. And I'm not necessarily talking about solos and lead lines, I'm talking about the frosting that you put on top after you've made your delicious cake of guitar licks. But it's one thing to know a bunch of chords. It's more important, I think, to know how to use them. If you're wondering how I came up with these chords or how they work within the context of guitar playing, music theory, etc., then check out my course, Guitar Super System. It's linked down in the description. You'll learn dozens and dozens of different variations on these chords, various voicings. So I'm going to give you 8 fancy blues guitar chords. The first chord I'm going to show you is a dominant 7/11 chord, and this is a very helpful chord if you are emphasizing the major third, and this can be something that's in a kind of ambiguous blues guitar context where you're drifting in between tonalities of major and minor. You can really hit home with the major 7/11 chord. Moving on to the next fancy blues guitar chord, the 7#11 chord. Only one note's changed from the previous chord we went over. However, everything will change as you're about to see. This is a very useful chord in the context of getting an outside sound and really having access to the whole tone scale or maybe some diminished licks in between your blues phrasing is going to really bring this chord to life. The next fancy chord I have for you is the minor 7/11 chord, and this might be my favorite guitar chord to play. I think this is really useful in any minor tonality, but I especially enjoy using it in kind of a Hendrixy double stop type feel. The next chord I have for you is a dominant 7 bar chord shape. A very familiar shape, I think, for most guitar players. However, it is a new way to deliver it regarding ending your phrase. So as you'll see, the chord shape itself is very basic and very rudimentary. However, the delivery, the flourishing delivery, is what really makes it stand out against a somewhat traditional blues guitar sound. The next chord I have for you is the major 7/9 chord, and this is a real happy way to end your phrases. So if you're going for kind of a happy blues, maybe a little jazzy vibe, then this is the chord you want. The next fancy blues guitar chord I have for you is an Ad9 chord, but the important part here is the voicing of this chord. So a traditional Ad9 chord might have you making this spider shape that you would take a power chord and just spread up that octave to a 9, but instead I choose to displace that octave higher up on the guitar neck, so you'll see this really gives a nice suspended and ethereal ending to your blues guitar phrase. Another fancy chord I have for you is the 7/13 chord, dominant 7/13. So this is a very traditional chord shape in the jazz blues realm. It's very helpful if you are comping, which means complementing, kind of playing little bits and pieces of chords to be part of the rhythm section. This is a very useful chord shape for all aspects of that realm of guitar playing. The next fancy chord I have for you is the dominant 7/9/13. Lots of numbers there, but it's surprisingly simple to use. I like to use it, in fact, with chromatic lines. So this is getting into the jazzy realm, especially considering this lesson is geared towards resolutions and ending your phrases. I like to approach this chord chromatically. There you have it, 8 fancy blues guitar chords from me to you. Again, if you're interested in learning even more cool chords and how to use them in your own guitar playing, check out my course, Guitar Super System. It's linked right down in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson, and I hope this helps your blues phrasing become even more interesting. Until next time, keep shredding.